The key benefits of doing social media and online marketing successfully are a better ability to relate to your customers. Social media is all about developing relationships, and it makes you more human, especially if you're doing it well. Then your customers understand that you're not just a business, you are a person that they can relate to, that they can correspond with, that you're really caring about them and their needs. The other major benefit that ties in with doing marketing well on your website is that the two are part and parcel. Social can drive people to your website for additional information. The beautiful thing about that is that you can be succinct on Facebook so that people want to follow you, or on other social profiles. Send them to their website where they get more information, not only about the topic that they thought they were interested in, but if you're doing it well, then you can drive them to other areas of your site so you can cross-sell and upsell, or get people more information that they didn't know that they wanted or needed. It is so important to track the success or failure of your content both on social and on your website. So many times you think you know exactly what people are looking for, exactly how customers navigate your site, and you're wrong. And so if you have those metrics, you can see what posts are working, what posts aren't working, where placement of buttons on your site is working. Is learn now or learn more a better call to action than get all of the details? If you're tracking that, you know, and you can apply those lessons to designs and posts and information in the future. If you're not tracking it, then you are missing a huge opportunity. I would encourage entrepreneurs to invest the time that it takes to set up strong metrics for their site. Once it's set up, which can really seem like a daunting task, but there are a lot of support and resources out there to help you do so. Once it's set up, the maintenance is actually very simple and doesn't take that much time, and it pays off in dividends far beyond the time that it takes to check in every now and then to see what people are interested in. SEO, search engine optimization, is the practice of making sure that your site has really engaging, relevant content, and also making a few other tweaks in the background so that people who are searching for your site on search engines see your page sooner than they see anybody else's. A site that is well optimized for search engines can pay huge dividends for any size business. The higher that your page appears in the search engine result pages, the much more likely users are to click on that. Most people only look at the first few results on the page. They find the information that they're looking for and they go away. If your website isn't appearing in the first few results, you are missing out on a huge percentage of your potential customer base. The great thing about things like SEO that seem so intangible, seem so complex, is that there's a wealth of resources already online about them. In fact, if you want to see SEO in action, do a search on search engine optimization. You'll come up with great articles and tutorials. There are a lot of influencers out there that really can break it down, make it easy to understand, can provide tips, and you don't have to bite off everything at once. There are little things that you can do that don't take a lot of time that will show you results right away. There's help and support out there to make it so much easier. The great thing about strong website marketing is that it automatically plays into search engine optimization. Really, the best thing you can do for SEO is to have strong content. That means making sure that your site is telling people about the products that you want them to know about in a way that is concise and relatable, something that they would understand. Think about how people would be searching for the information on your site, and make sure your site has that information. That'll help people want to stay on your site more. It'll help them want to link to your site more. It'll help them want to talk about your site more, and it will make sure that your site does end up appearing higher in the search engine rankings. Quick SEO tips that I use regularly include making sure that my social profiles are up to snuff, that my website is linked from my social profiles. Whenever I create a new page, I make sure that there are relevant keywords in there, that my images have alt links in there or alt text in there. And I just spend about 5 minutes every single day to see if there's maybe one thing that I can improve on my site. So when you're setting up your page, think about what question is your page trying to answer? Why would people want to find your page when they're searching on the site? Think about the words that pop up in your mind and enter those words into the keyword field of your website. If you're lucky enough to be using a content management system, there should be a keyword field right there. It's as simple as putting those words into that box so that when people are searching your page, they know that it's relevant. One thing I would caution against is keyword stuffing. Once upon a time, the only thing that search engines looked at was really the keywords on your page. And marketers caught on to that, and so they started putting every single keyword that they could imagine into that field. Search engines quickly got wise to that, and so the keyword field itself doesn't mean nearly as much as it used to. And if you are putting keywords in there that have nothing to do with your page, it's not going to help you, and in fact, it could actually hurt your results. There are so many different social media platforms out there, and there is no one-size-fits-all right solution for every business. It's going to depend on what your business is and how much time you have to devote the proper resources to each one. If you're going to be on a social media platform, make sure you can do it right. Think about your audience. How old are they? How do they interact with media? What is your product, and how does it play into each of the different platforms? Some are more visual, and some can provide greater room for lots of copy. Some want very little copy. Which strategy is going to work the best for you? And take a look at your insights to see how customers are responding. It's okay to establish a presence on a social media platform and decide it's not really working for you, and to back off of that. Social media is actually a really good tool for helping with search engine optimization. The neat thing about the way the web is evolving is that social media platforms are becoming the new SEO. It's not just about your website. If your Facebook page is ranking really high in your search results, you've won. And social media doesn't take a whole lot of time. You just need a post here or there. It doesn't even have to be every single day. And this is where the metrics come in too. Look at how users are engaging with your content. They'll tell you if they want you to post every single day, or if they really only want you to post a couple of times a week. So take 10-15 minutes out of your day, come up with an interesting and relevant social media post, put it out there, respond to your customers, and you'll find yourself rising higher in the ranks. The top don't for social media marketing is don't ignore complaints. There are so many people who tend to dismiss complaints. It can be really uncomfortable to tackle those complaints. There's a fear of saying the wrong thing, of making the person even angrier, but ignoring is the absolute worst thing you can do. So take the time to respond to them in a very relatable manner. Make sure, I hear your complaint, I'm so sorry you feel this way, here's what we can do to make it right. Or if you need to offline the conversation, hey, why don't you private message me so that I can find out a little bit more about what's going on and we can take care of this. It is never a good idea to delete negative comments. The person who made the post will see that you did, and they'll just come back and say, hey, you deleted my comment. In fact, it happens to us sometimes when we didn't delete the comment, but the person who posted it can't find it again. We get accused of deleting comments, and it can become very ugly. So no, don't delete them. Just respond to them in a compassionate manner. One thing that has come in very beneficial for us is our social media community guidelines. And we didn't reinvent the wheel. So many people have community guidelines either posted directly on their social media profiles or on their websites. Take a look at them and get some ideas and inspiration for how to moderate comments and how to respond to them. There are times when we do delete comments, and that is if they contain profanity, vulgarity, they're abusive. Those comments don't need to stay on your page, but have those community guidelines clearly published in the first place so that you can say, this is why that comment was deleted. It was clearly against our guidelines. It can be really challenging to be an entrepreneur anywhere, but particularly in rural Alaska, where people so very much treasure the small town feel, but they also have big town expectations. The world is so connected these days that it can be, there's a sense that you need to compete on a much higher professional level, and that's absolutely true. But don't sacrifice your humanity, and don't forget where you came from, because your customers don't want you to either.